Hi guys. In one of the read alouds I did, we read about or heard about inventions, and one of which was chewing gum. This is the invention of bubble gum. So chewing gum, you wouldn't be able to blow bubbles. On a small street in Philadelphia in the 1920s, there was a factory owned by the FLIR family. Inside the factory, lots of gum and candy were made. Think I'd like that factory? Working upstairs was a young accountant named Walter Dimer. His job was to add numbers and balance budgets. He knew lots about math, but not much about gum. Oh, look at that. It's like in my STEM lab. Kind of looks like a card catalog. There wasn't enough space in the building, so the experimental laboratory was moved into the office next to Walter's. In came lots of beakers and pots and tubes. What was going on? The big secret was that the company was trying to make a new kind of gum. Chewing gum had been around for centuries. A century is 100 years, so centuries would be hundreds of years. Chewing gum had been around for centuries. Men in top hats and women in puffy dresses chewed gum for fun and to cure things like stomach aches. The ancient Greeks chewed the sap of the mastic tree. And American Indians introduced early settlers to spruce tree resin, a sticky substance that could be chewed. I'm a big fan of bee honeycomb. That's pretty tasty. Ho hum, gum wasn't that exciting. But what if gum chewers could blow bubbles? Now that would be something. A world full of bubble gum blowers. Every day, Walter watched what went on inside the laboratory. There wasn't much progress. One day, his boss gestured toward one of the kettles containing a gum experiment and said, "Watch that, would you?" After a while, I was not only watching it, I was doing it, Walter said. He added a bit of this and a bit of that, but still nothing. Perhaps making a new gum wasn't possible after all. And soon, Walter's boss had given up. But Walter hadn't. He spent months playing with different mixtures. So that goes back to our try it. If it doesn't work, fix it. Try it. If it doesn't work, fix it. Finally, something was happening. Bubbles! Big, glorious bubbles! Although I don't know that I'd want to chew something that color. Ooh. The mixture needed flavor, so Walter added a bit of cinnamon, a dash of wintergreen, and a drop of vanilla. Could this bubbling batch be bubblegum? Walter put a wad into his mouth and began to chew. When the time was right, he blew a magnificent bubble. "I had it," Walter said. Excitedly, he passed out the mixture for his co-workers to try. We were blowing bubbles and prancing all over the place. Sadly, the next day the mixture was as hard as a rock. It wouldn't blow a bubble worth a darn. But Walter didn't give up. Back to work he went. After many more months of adding this and that, top secret ingredients he would never share, Walter found what he was looking for. It bubbled and popped. Could this batch finally be bubble gum? To finish off his grand creation, he needed some color. Pink coloring was the only one I had at hand, said the inventor, so in it went. A batch was cut into pieces and 5 pounds of it was brought to a local mom and pop store. It was the day after Christmas, and the kids who came into the store got the present of a lifetime. They were the first people in the world to try a bubble gum that worked. That day, Walter gave lessons on how to blow bubbles. Everyone loved bubble gum. When the kids discovered what it could do, it sold out that afternoon, Walter said. Walter's double bubble was such a success that FLIR Corporation made truckloads of delicious bubble gum. It was delivered to small stores and big stores alike. After being promoted to vice president and then later retiring from FLIR, Walter enjoyed the rest of his life in a relaxed manner. He was known to ride around on a giant tricycle and liked to invite the neighborhood kids over for, what else? Gum blowing contests. Walter Dimer never got rich from his invention, but he didn't seem to mind. "I've done something with my life," he said. "I've made kids happy around the world." And then if you'd like to read further about the invention of bubblegum, there's a whole fun fact in the back, but I don't know. I kind of tend to lose kids when I read the fun stuff. But if you are interested in doing some further learning, POP, the invention of bubblegum, is at the Cedar Elementary Library. Bye.
Bye.
Stop that.